Good afternoon and welcome to Beyond the Headlines. We're here at Gallo Grill and Bar. I'm DJ Moises. It's always interesting when someone who has seen the world chooses to come back to Cebu. Our guest today began his journey in Sweden. From there, his career took him across Europe, across Asia, and even onto cruise ships sailing from America and Australia. Decades in hospitality, thousands of guests, countless stories, and despite having the world as his workplace, he once again chose to anchor his leadership career in Cebu. Please join me in welcoming to Beyond the Headlines the Vice President for Operations and General Manager of Jpark Island Resort and Waterpark, Anders Hallden.
Hi, thank you.
Good afternoon, Anders. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you very much. It's a pleasure being here.
And welcome back to Cebu.
Thank you. It's good to be back. I've been missing it.
Yes, maybe you have some friends you would like to greet?
Yeah, my shout out is to all friends and fans of Jpark. I'm looking forward to welcoming you here back again, and always look out for me, and we can have a chat. And a special shout out for my wife Rosemary, my son Odin, and my daughter Freya.
So you lived and worked across Europe, across Asia. What does home mean to you?
Home means a place where I feel welcomed, where I feel comfortable, where my family is. Home can be many places, but as long as I have my family, I'm all right.
And I think we've talked about this before the start of the show, but does Cebu feel like home?
Yes, it's my home. It's my go-to place, so to say. This is where I have my house. This is where my family is based. And this is the place I always return to.
And what makes Cebu and the Philippines in general different from the places that you've worked?
I would say it's the people. You have the warmth, you have the smile, you have the hospitality. It's something that you can't teach. It comes from within, and that's Philippines for me.
And speaking of hospitality, yes, that's a common observation. Whenever people outside the Philippines would visit the country, that's among the things that they notice. But you're not an exception because I think you've known Cebu and the Philippines for quite some time. Where do you think our hospitality in the Philippines is coming from?
No, I think it's the way you are raised and you grew up with a family, the importance of unity together. I always feel extremely welcome when I visit any home, friends and family, wherever I am in the Philippines. It's just natural. As I said, you can't teach it. It just comes.
And you've mentioned family, and yes, hospitality can be also traced to how Filipinos grow up in our respective homes. But aside from hospitality, what are also the innate traits that Filipinos have from your observation that also is becoming an advantage in the hospitality space?
Obviously, in and around the world, English is the leading language, and you have a massive advantage having English as your second language. If you look across Asia, it's where usually they lack, but Filipinos take command.
And you've mentioned that family is also in Cebu and in the Philippines. Are there any particular Filipino personality that you now have with you that you find useful in the job that you have in the industry?
Yeah, I hope I took away took a part of the welcoming part.
Okay. You have already joined the hospitality bandwagon.
Yeah, I mean,
not just as an industry, but also as a trait.
Yeah, and I will always pull back on that because that's my business of choice, and I've been in it now since I was 18 years old. So it's very easy. Everything I do is reflecting back on hospitality and the industry. It's very hard to stop.
And based on our research, we found out that you're also a chef, no? And that's your expertise as well. So now that you are the vice president and GM of a property like this, but do you still find your way into the kitchen and tasting some of the sauce?
Yeah, I like to put my fingers in the soups. But actually, when I stopped, I started to work as a kitchen in 1989. And I stopped in the kitchen 2009 when I was in Shanghai for the World Expo 2010. In the beginning, it was very, very difficult to stay away from the kitchen. Extremely hard, but I must give the chef a chance and have his own territory. But yes, it happens, and I'm sneaking by and have a taste.
So now this is not just the kitchen, no, at work, but the kitchen at home. When was the last time you cooked a Filipino dish yourself?
Oh, a Filipino dish myself, that's a very, very long time ago. Because my wife usually do the Filipino food at home, which she's a master on, and I do all the other things around the world.
But is there any particular? I'm resilient.
My favorite Filipino dish, I would say kinilaw.
Ah, do you know how to make one now?
I have done one, but it's a long time ago. I would probably need to sneak in a recipe, but it wouldn't be a problem to make.
So now in the intro, our viewers have already acquainted that you've worked in Sweden, in China, in Vietnam, Thailand, and in the Philippines, and even on cruise ships, no, operating from America and Australia. So among your experiences working with different people in different countries, what cultural differences or the context of differences that now taught you as a global leader, no?
Yeah, I can mention when I actually came from Europe to work in Asia for the first time, I had a lots of problems with adjusting. Coming from the kitchen, I was working in London at the time, and I came down to China. It was actually, and the difference in Europe, it's a much harsher environment in a kitchen.
More straightforward.
Yeah, it's straightforward. It's loud. It's not
imagine.
all the time that pleasant. But in the end of the day, when I came to China, I learned about face value. And it put me in a little bit of trouble in the beginning, but I learned, I adjusted, and now I'm all within it. There's different way to approach different issues.
And you started in Sweden.
Yes, 1989.
And what practice or trait or method or how you call it that you still practice now that you learned in Sweden?
Being time bound.
I think we need
time.
I think we need more elaboration of that.
No, time is precious.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I find Asia is a little bit more relaxed when it comes to being on time, but it's something that I emphasize on every place that I come to, and I find very, very important.
And in Asia, although you've mentioned this also a little bit earlier, the service is often described as warm.
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
No? And then in Europe is also often described as efficient.
Yes.
So now that you are in Cebu, in the Philippines, and in Asia, how do you balance all this in a resort setting such as Jpark?
Yeah, I mean, it has its challenges, but it's easier here in Asia because you have a larger amount of employees working for you, while in Europe you have no choice but to be efficient because of actually the costs of hiring people versus here. But nevertheless, efficiency is the key to success because we need to dedication. People need to know what they are supposed to do on a daily basis.
And then if people would tell you, and this is in the hospitality industry, no, in general. So if someone will tell you that Cebu as a destination deserves global attention,
Yes.
what would you tell them?
No, I would explain for them that it's a place that have a little bit of everything. The only thing that you maybe not have is ski slopes, but everything else is here. You have the hospitality, you have the waterfall, you have the mountains, you have the water, you have everything. It's just a very, very unique place.
And this is not the first time that you led, no, a team of Filipinos. So are there also Filipino approach or traits that you now also bring with you as a leader?
Yeah, I try to smile and lots more. No, I've been fortunate enough. Everywhere I work in Asia, I always try to hire a few Filipinos to work with me. And also on the cruise ship, we were between 350 and 550 Filipinos on board. So I always had a very strong connection.
That's very true. So now, whether it's at work or off work, what does a perfect day look like for you? Let's start at work.
Oh, I started work. It started at 7 a.m. with a coffee in the Yade lunch. And then I do my rounds, talking with all our team members that I come across along the way, meeting and greeting with guests, having my first meeting, executing all the function and happenings for the day, and then round it up with a nice dinner in our Coral restaurant. That's a perfect day at work.
And if you're not working, how does your day typically look like?
Oh, I sleep in. I like to sleep, so I sleep in a little bit. But then usually me and my family, we go and have lunch somewhere, followed by that I'm cooking dinner at home. I always cook dinner when I'm off work.
So you've worked previously with another hotel in Cebu, and now you're also leading, no? Jpark. What excites you about the tourism picture in the Philippines? No? So this is now Philippines in general.
Yeah, I mean, you have a lot of room to grow, and I think we will see this over the next couple of years. The Filipino market will just increase more and more. Because you have our welcoming nature, and there's so many places that haven't been seen yet.
Such as?
Yeah, if you look in Cebu, I mean, you just look around Cebu, all the beaches, everything, they are empty compared with other destinations. And there is a lot of people that will come in and realize this because they want to get away from the mass tourism and find their, what we call it in Swedish, is called smultronställe, which is your place.
And how do you think can we evolve, no? Whether as a property like Jpark or whether as a destination, so that we would consistently meet international expectations?
Oh, yes, of course. We're always looking for ways to enhance and improve and make everything better. It's just about your dedication and what you want out from it yourself. But I can see a very, very bright future for Jpark, Cebu, and Philippines as a whole.
And now let's talk about among the things that closest to you, and that's food. But this time, more focus on the Filipino food. So the first time you were in the Philippines, what was your first impression of the Filipino cuisine?
Yeah, in the beginning, I wasn't really sure what Filipino cuisine was. It's very easy to say what Thai food, the Japanese food is. While you have to think a little bit when I heard Filipino food, what could it be? And then I was introduced to adobo and so forth. But then, of course, one of my other favorites that is on our table every big celebration.
I know.
Or any
I can
excuse to have a celebration. And that's, of course, the lechon.
Correct.
And they're just superb. It's wonderful.
So you've mentioned that there are certain distinct attributes, no, when we talk about Japanese food or Thai food, for example. But specifically for Filipino food, what do you think is that ingredient, literal ingredient, that you think deserves global attention?
Or spicy vinegar. But I would say lechon. Lechon is something that's easy to promote and export. And of course, all your fruits, the dried mangoes, that I always have a bag in my office, I admit. It's a little bit sugary, but I love it.
So what about with the Filipino flavor that surprises you in a good way?
No, I was actually surprised over the sugar and the vinegars. Because also in Sweden, for example, we use sugar and vinegar in quite a number of dishes as well. So we have a nice crossover there.
And surprises you in a funny way.
Oh, balot.
Okay.
I have tried it.
How many times?
One time, and one
That's
time
enough?
is enough. Yes. My wife is a big fan of it, but that's one of the things I will let her have.
Okay. But this one, it's related to that. But what particular Filipino dish that you did not understand in the beginning, but now, unlike balot, you appreciate?
No, I don't think there was a dish that I really didn't understand because I do come from the kitchen. So, I mean, I can put one and one together, but the kinilaw with the calamansi and the coconut flavors and so forth, is high on my list.
And now, typical to Filipino food, there are different schools of thought. Some people would say that it should stay authentic, but, and correct me if I'm wrong, there's a common perception that it needs to do better when it comes to presentation. What are your thoughts about this one?
I think it's room for both. I prefer the home cooked, rough, authentic style versus the nouveau cuisine, so to say. Because that's what it is. It's rough, rustic, authentic.
So, do you think there is room for fusion or reinterpretation?
Yeah, fusion, I would maybe stay away from a little bit because fusion many times becomes confusion, so to say. But yeah, you have a fine dining element of it that you could explore more to make it maybe more picture friendly. But again, I strongly prefer the authentic.
So, for example, if friends would ask you that for you to be able to introduce, or if you already have elevate a particular Filipino dish in a European taste, where would you start?
That's a tough question. I don't know where I would start because I haven't cooked so much Filipino food. I would probably take the advices of the chef and my wife to get some hints, and then I probably would work on the presentation for my European friends.
Okay. Any particular preference, perhaps? Adobo, no?
No, adobo. I mean, that's the first thing that pops up in everybody's head.
Usually, yes.
I would think, but
Or maybe pastries.
pastries. Yeah, you have something coconut related.
Oh yeah, agree. And almost every pastry has coconut or rice.
Coconut, the mangoes, what represent the area.
So now let's zoom out back, from food to the job, or the industry that you are in. So earlier you said that when your typical day is you move around, no? So what are the three things that you normally take extra attention whenever you walk around?
For me, I'm into the details, the cleanliness, functionalities. Everything have to look spotless. That's of utmost importance. And then, of course, when I'm looking on my team members, fellow team members, how do they dress? How do they present themselves? How do they talk with guests? It's small things that I like to put an extra eye on.
No, I would agree, because as a visitor also, I tend to look at the details, because that will also give me idea on where the focus is.
Yeah, if I'm coming as a guest, I have the three wow
Okay.
that I'm going after. It's when I arrive and it's grande, then you go wow. Then when you sit down, you have your food, you get served, everything is perfect, and then you go wow again. And the last one is actually when you pay the bill, not wow because it's expensive,
But it's worth it.
wow because it's value for money.
And how do you keep the team motivated, especially in such a very high pressure industry that you are in?
No, through communication, it's important that they feel that you are a part of the team and not the enemy. That you guide and lead from
True.
the front. You train. It's all about information, communication, and I think I'm pretty good on that. I do like to be with my team. I'm very much hands-on, and I want to be with the floor with them.
And speaking of communication, is there a particular phrase, not a word, Filipino phrase that you now use?
Sana all.
One more. I think this is interesting.
No, I'm very, very bad in language, but I pick up a few.
Yeah, and even on the choice of phrase, it has something to do with humor, no? So when it comes, because aside from hospitality, I think Filipinos, we tend to be sunshiny, no? And so humor is also, and laughter is part of our everyday. So how does that trait, no? The laughter, the humor, how is that trait also considered, do you consider that as an advantage in the industry, no, that you are in?
Yeah, it's always good to be going lighthearted, so the day becomes more fun. work is work, but you also need to put fun in it to move forward. I think it's utmost important. I have my morning meeting every day at 9 a.m. Even if I don't have anything to say, I want to meet, if I want to catch up, and I just want to have a camaraderie.
And you've returned to the Philippines several times. In fact, I was able to clarify earlier that this is a return as far as your career is concerned, but you've actually lived already in Cebu, no?
Yes.
So what keeps you going back to Cebu, aside from your family?
No, but
Or what made you decide to stay in Cebu?
yeah, I think we all know what made me decide to stay in. It's obviously my wife, but and my family and kids. But I think what really struck me is, again, we're going back to the friendliness, the warmth, the smile. You can never have too much of the Filipino smile. It's always there, and it's a pleasure every time you feel welcomed. I feel I'm in
Consistent, no?
happy place.
And what impact do you hope to make, in the hospitality industry in Cebu?
No, my first hope or task, my dedication gonna go out to Jpark, drive it further, innovate, be the leader within the hospitality sector in Cebu Island, and why not the whole of Philippines?
And I'm sure there are a lot of young Filipino viewers who would also like to enter the hospitality industry or even join Jpark. No? What would be your advice to them?
My advice would be, do not rush. Promotion comes with experience. I see a lot of people that they think they could finish hospitality school. They come out and they are bosses already. I'm sorry, my friends, you are not. It takes a long, long time in this business. I myself is 35 years in, and the first 10 years, they are tough. But it's very, very rewarding in the end. Once you're in hospitality, it's very hard to leave.
And thank you for underscoring the process. No? So speaking of the process, now if we have young viewers who would want to become GM, not tomorrow,
No.
but well, for a time, no? What do you think they should start doing today?
Listen and learn. Do not be afraid of making mistakes. We all make mistakes, but that's where we learn. We learn from our mistakes. There's only one important thing. Don't make the same mistake twice.
And for the young Filipinos who are watching, but this time wanting to make a career and succeed internationally, no? What would be your advice also to them?
Now, my advice, don't wait too long. We take the step out there. Take the chances. Don't look on money. Look on experience first of all. The money will come in the end. But first we work, we learn, and we educate ourselves. And then you have the whole entire world as your working field.
And I think the best way to do that is to start with a property like Jpark.
Yeah,
And
Jpark is a
work,
brilliant property.
yes, with somebody brilliant like you.
Thank you.
No, I really enjoyed this conversation. So it looks like there's going to be parts 2, 3, 4, and 5. And
No
by the way, I
problem.
just realized that we're neighbors. So this is just the first
Yeah,
of the
next
many
time we can
conversation.
do a cooking pod. We cook together.
So thank you once again for joining us today, for sharing not just your insights, but your appreciation for the people and culture that make this industry thrive. Today, we've seen how global experience and Filipino hospitality can meet in the same space. So beyond the headlines, beyond tourism numbers, are Cebu hands and Filipino hearts, creating experiences that makes the world love the Philippines. I'm DJ Moises, and this has been Beyond the Headlines. Have a good afternoon.